Thank you guys for joining me today. Unafraid, right or wrong. Great. It is Monday, first of all. It will be the greatest Unafraid show of the entire history of Unafraid today. Couple really good topics for you guys. Some of them are pretty heavy today, obviously, because we had another tragedy here in the United States. But up for you guys today, we have the NFL. They started their Veterans Day commercials. Could not be any more proud of the NFL for what they did. Smart, genius move. Vin Scully, he criticized the NFL. Some of you are backing him or some of you not. I got reasons why. Why you should even think about it. And then also the church shooting in Texas and gun control. So many of you are going to tell me that gun control, oh, it's too soon. It's too soon to talk about gun control. But I'll tell you why it's not. And what kind of gun control really should look like. First thing, though, the NFL. The NFL made a genius move, a genius public relations move by starting these Veterans Day commercials. And not only are they doing Veterans Day commercials, they have them starring. Some of the players in them are players that were taking knees in terms of protesting police brutality and violence against African Americans. So that was smart. That was very key because I've been saying it for years. So the NBA for so long has done its NBA Cares commercial where it highlights people, NBA players in the community doing great things, doing things that they already do. They just film them. That way it paints a great image on their players. They started doing that after the Malice in the Palace with Ron Artest, the fighting. NBA players were thought of as thugs. And now what they look like? It looked like businessmen. It looked like real respectable human beings. And the NFL neglected to do that. And they neglected to follow suit in what the NBA had been doing. And now they're highlighting what their players are doing in the community. And I know for me, when I was playing, I regularly visited military bases. I visit military bases since I've been out of the league. I mean, since I've been doing anything else. Love the military. And the interesting part about that is that it goes back to fans, television, and optics. Because as much as we don't want to believe it, people believe what they see on television. It does not matter what is actually true. They believe what they see on television and what they're told. We all should be smarter to investigate, do our research, but that's not necessarily what we believe. We believe what we see, even more than what we read. And there are so many NFL players that have family, moms, dads, grandfathers that are in the military. So these Veterans Day commercials are genius. They're genius because there is a rift between some military personnel and some people who have military in their family and the NFL because they don't understand that the protest is not about the military. I mean, how many times can people say it? How many times can people say it before people actually understand and fully believe that the protest is not about the military and that taking the knee is actually about showing honor to those who've lost their lives? Because remember, Colin Kaepernick, again, was sitting because apparently you have to go over this over and over again because some people don't get it. They think that taking a knee is disrespectful, but in reality, it is honoring those who have lost their lives. That was the whole intention of it. One person who does not get that is Vin Scully. Vin Scully's the man that we all love. I mean, Dodgers broadcaster, historically great. We love him. I mean, he's called everything from World Series to NFL games to Dodgers baseball forever. So Vin Scully was at a charity event or fundraiser or something like that. And he decided to voice his opinion about the NFL protests and players taking a knee. And he said, oh, I'm never watching the NFL again. Vin Scully said this. I'm never watching the NFL. I'm so disappointed in what has gone on with the players. It's disrespectful. All these things, right? This is what Vin Scully said. Dodgers broadcaster. It's time for Dodger baseball. And I had two takeaways from what Vin Scully said. Number one, it is very clear that Vin Scully doesn't get it. And if Vin Scully doesn't get it, and he is part of the media, part of all this stuff, that means that, and there are other people who don't get it as well, that it's not about the military and that it never has been about the military. And that's what, so the first takeaway was that he clearly doesn't get it. And I don't know what more can be done to get the message through to some of these people. Number two, Vin Scully should know better than anybody that this too shall pass. That this too shall pass in terms of the NFL and the people being upset about the protests and saying that they're never going to watch. Vin Scully's 100 years old almost. He should know. He's lived through the civil rights movement. Vin Scully lived through free agency with Kurt Flood. He lived through people not wanting black players to play in the NBA because they showed their short, because their short showed their legs. Vin Scully lived through this, so he should know better. Think about it. He's one of the people who broadcasted Jackie Robinson. Jackie Robinson. At some point in time, are you kidding me? People said that they would boycott the MLB because Jackie Robinson was playing because he was a black player. Doesn't make sense how Vin Scully doesn't get it. He said he won't watch the NFL again. Guess what? All those people that said that they won't watch the NFL again, they will be back. That's the truth. Because there's only two things that can kill the NFL. That's just two. You guys are watching Unafraid, Reister or Wrong. George Reister here. Please swipe up, share the feed with your friends. Make sure we continue the conversation and send your comments in as well. There's only two things that can kill the NFL. Number one is youth football participation. Moms and dads are afraid of their kids' heads, the concussions, all that. So that's one thing that can kill the NFL. The second thing that can kill the NFL is what the NFL is suffering from right now. Oversaturation. I mean, this is clearly a supply and demand problem. This is not a boycott problem. This is not a protest problem. The NFL is suffering from oversaturation. Mark Cuban previewed this for us a few years ago when he said that NFL is getting too greedy. So the NFL already owns Sundays. Now the NFL owns Thursdays as well. And it owns Monday nights. So the more and more that they give us, right? And now you can get it on your phone. There's League Pass. There's League Stream. You can get it on Bleacher Report, SB Nation, Saturday Blitz, wherever the hell else that you want to consume your NFL content. There is more than ever before. So you don't actually miss anything, like you don't crave anything. Think about Chick-fil-A. I always use them as an example, but think about Chick-fil-A. One of the things that makes Chick-fil-A so popular is the fact that Chick-fil-A is not open on Sundays. So it creates a demand. There's always the demand for Chick-fil-A. For the NFL, you didn't used to be able to see every single game. You didn't used to be able to see every single play. You didn't used to be able to see every single press conference, every single thing. So there was a demand for it. Like the demand was higher than the supply. And now the NFL is in reverse. There's more supply than there is a demand because there's an oversaturation. It's clear. It's simple economics, people. Why the NFL is having some trouble right now is supply and demand. It's very simple. Fred Barnes said, you still have to pay way too much to have DirecTV in order to have Sunday Ticket. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. That's clear robbery. That is clear robbery right there. I 100% agree with that. 100% agree with that. But then another thing is going on in the NFL right now is the with the protests, with Colin Kaepernick. He still doesn't have a job. He has filed a collusion lawsuit against the NFL. If any of you don't know what that means, that just means that he believes that the owners have ganged up against him to blackball him, to say that they're not going to employ him. So that's what Colin Kaepernick believes. And truth be told, it looks that way. When you look at Brian Hoyer being signed in New England, he's clearly not good. Deshaun Watson goes down in Houston, so then we have to change our offense excuse goes out the window. They sign dudes who are on the street who I can get my 11-year-old son to go play quarterback better than. Denver would rather miss the playoffs. So he has filed a collusion lawsuit. But here's what's interesting that came down last Friday is that the NFL owners are being requested in the collusion case to turn over their cell phone records. Interestingly enough is that somewhere Tom Brady is laughing. I mean, he's just laughing. Oh, really? You guys have to turn over your cell phones, huh? You have to turn over your cell phones. I can't wait to see how many owners actually destroy their cell phones, or if there's any penalty for them doing so. I mean, think about this. Clay Matthews and Harrison from Pittsburgh, they were threatened with suspension if they didn't come talk to the NFL about somebody saying that they took PEDs. What? They were going to get suspended if they didn't come talk to the NFL about it. NFL didn't have any evidence of it at all. Somebody just accused him. Tom Brady was forced to turn over his cell phone or face suspension. I mean, think about it. That this is not even an actual Kaepernick issue, what I'm speaking about right now with the NFL and its owners having to turn over their phones. I just find it interesting how the public feels differently about it when it comes to the players as opposed to when it comes to the owners. Everybody on every station, Brady should release his text messages. Oh, prove your innocence. Release your text messages. But then you see people talking about the owners in the collusion lawsuit against Kaepernick. Oh, they should never turn over their cell phone records. I wouldn't turn over my cell phone records. They shouldn't have to do it. It's interesting the way that we hold employees and normal citizens to a higher standard than we actually hold those in power. So the owners have a different set of rules, because if they choose not to turn over their cell phone records, what are they going to do? What are they going to do? What are they going to do? They're going to punish themselves? Yeah, no, I think not. There's going to be no suspension. There's going to be none of this. 100%. I mean, the players do get a bad rap. They do get a bad rap about getting paid too much and this and that. But think about this, people. You may think that the players get paid too much to play a game, right? These owners are shrewd businessmen, and under no circumstances are the owners going to pay the players more money or an amount of money that puts them in financial peril. Not going to happen. These are billionaires. They're not going to do it. So if the owners can afford to pay the players in excess of $100 million total for each team every year, how much do you think they're making? I mean, think about that. So we criticize the actual employee, but have nothing to say about the actual employer. It makes sense. Exactly. I mean, there's always somebody who's always counting somebody else's money. Another thing is about these text messages and the NFL's in this collusion lawsuit is that this could actually have like far-reaching impact aside from the collective bargaining agreement, which could be threatened in terms of a lockout, the NFLPA being able to challenge and fight it. It could have far-reaching impacts. Think about what happened at Ole Miss University. Well, University of Mississippi, Ole Miss. Houston Nutt, who got fired, who was their coach, he turned around and filed a lawsuit against the university for having him fired. One of the people named in the lawsuit was, in some sort of way, was Hugh Freeze, who was Ole Miss's current coach at the time. Hugh Freeze ended up getting fired because of his call log that had nothing to do with Houston Nutt. He called an escort service. He called an escort service. Think about that. Houston Nutt got fired because, Hugh Freeze got fired because he called an escort service, and it was found out through a lawsuit that Houston Nutt had with the university. So now imagine what's in these owners' text messages. Not just about the Kaepernick and all that, but when people get through digging through your phone logs, they will call every single number in that damn phone. In that log, they'll look it up. Guess what happens? Somebody's getting jammed up. I mean, because at this point in time, it's an abuse of power by the owners. It's an abuse of power. When it's a one-sided affair, when the owners have the power to keep players from playing, if they don't release their text messages, but the owner's like, oh, no, 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 when it comes to a lawsuit and investigation against us, damn that. Not happening. Not happening at all. And that's why it's just crazy to me what's going on with the NFL and its oversaturation that is causing us problems right now with the viewership. Next thing up today, it is a sad topic, sad thing that has happened, sad thing that happened yesterday with the shooting in Texas at the church. It was, I mean, it was just awful because, and it brings us back to the same topic that we keep talking about, which is gun control, right? Some people are going to be upset today. Oh, we're talking about gun control. It's too soon to talk about gun control. It's too soon to talk about gun control. When else is a better time to talk about it than after something bad happens? I mean, when is the proper time? I mean, I get it. If you want to wait till later to talk about gun control, and I don't mean taking guns away. If you want to talk about gun control, why on earth would you wait until something is not fresh? Because we know at this point in time, right, that if you wait, there will be some other issue that will come up. There will be some case. There will be some like event. There will be a bombing. There will be somebody will die. I mean, it will just be something crazy. Like somebody will kneel. The president will say something, anything that will distract and detract us from where we need to be. I mean, and I'm a person who supports the Second Amendment, right? I believe that we all have the right to own guns. We all have the right to bear arms. However, there should be some limitations and stipulations on who should own guns. That's the truth. There should be. If you're a criminal, if you have felonies in your past, should you be able to own a gun? No. Should you be able to vote? Yes. Should you, if you've been convicted of domestic violence, should you be able to own a gun? No. No. Because people who've been convicted of domestic violence sometimes shoot their wives or shoot their husbands. That is the truth. That's the truth. I mean, like, let's be sensible about this. I mean, it's just like people had a problem with outlawing the extended clips, the magazines, or the kit that allowed you to be able to modify a gun to fully automatic. People have a problem with that. What the hell do you need a fully automatic gun for? Why? I mean, I get that we should be able to allow to have things in our own world, right? We should be allowed to have them. However, when it comes to the greater good, things change. Because there's a reason why people shouldn't have rocket launchers. They shouldn't, and they're illegal for the public to have. So there needs to be some sort of sensible gun control, some sort of sensible way for us to say, you know what? Yes, people can have their guns. However, let's restrict them on some level. I mean, that's just the truth. That's just the truth. And somebody said you don't need an AR-15 to go hunting. Correct. You don't need an AR-15 to go hunting. You need an AR-15 gun because they're fun to shoot. I like shooting them. I like shooting guns. However, when it comes to if people are allowed to have handguns, if people are allowed to have certain guns with only a certain amount of bullets, it allows time to capture a dude, to get a dude back. If he has to reload, if he's got to switch guns, all of this stuff, that's just the truth. I will say, though, this is the first time that I can remember people who defend the Second Amendment, like steadfast with no gun control and no regulations at all. This is the first time that their theory of good guy with a gun worked. Good guy with a gun finally worked. Because in the shooting in Texas, a man literally chased him down, shot him, and reports are that the man either shot himself in his car or the guy who chased him down shot him. Either way, he's down, and good guy with a gun helped the situation out. That's another reason I'm not opposed to guns. Not opposed to guns. I just don't see very often where good guy with a gun works, aside from police officer. Don't really see it, because truth be told is Trump came out and said that this is a mental health issue. Yeah, on some level it's a mental health issue, but also it's an accessibility and it's an accessibility issue and like a reasonable issue, right? Because while I'm calling for some sort of gun control, let's just be clear. I'm not calling for us to do something. I'm calling for us to do the right thing. Because a lot of times when tragedies happen, so many people call, they say, oh, let's do something. We must do something right now. No, don't do something. Do the right thing. There's a big difference. It's easy to enact laws. It's easy to have knee-jerk reactions. However, you need to sit down and do something positive that will affect the world, that will affect our country. Because when you look at 26 people dying and another 20 that are wounded, when they go worship, I mean, like, church should be a place of peace. Church should be a place of peace. And then this gets turned into a left-right issue. Oh, I read on the internet. Oh, in articles, whether it's on CNN, whether it's on Fox, whether it's on any other site or just on social media. Oh, the left is going to turn this into a gun control issue. Oh, the right, this man was a part of Antifa. This was this. I mean, what point do we stop pitting ourselves against our political parties and just say, you know what? Let's actually do something that's going to benefit people. Because I'm a person who understands that the idea of not wanting big government all up in your business, right? I agree with that. I 100% agree with that. However, when you look at the government does have to restrict certain things for the greater good. That's my whole point. I mean, if you can't understand that, then you are a person who hasn't been affected by any of this. Church shooting just happened in our hometown 2 months ago. We're going to keep kicking the can down the street. I mean, it's not going to be enough. I'm going to tell you this. It's kind of like the I think it was either a senator or somebody in the House. Their kid died on the water slide. I think it was a year or two ago. Died on that water ride somewhere in the Midwest, right? And then all sorts of regulations start going up on roller coasters, water slides, all of this stuff, right? So what is it going to take for some sort of sensible action to start happening? Sensible action, not taking people's guns away, but sensible action. It's going to take somebody in power's family to be affected on a major level. That's what it's going to take. And then guess what? They'll get ousted by the NRA when they turn on them too. When they say something against what the NRA wants. Because the NRA is happy. Trump's over there telling North Korea to buy more U.S. guns, telling people here, buy more guns. That's why they're so powerful. Yeah, more guns is the solution. More people with guns deters people from guns. No, because if you notice these shooters, they die in the end anyway. They're not afraid of people with guns. They're not. So more people with guns is not going to solve the problem. That just has never been the answer. It's just not. Last thing up for today. These entertainment scandals. I think that it's very, I was talking to my wife about this. It's very frustrating. Well, okay, let me address this first. Question. If Obama couldn't do it, just who do you think can? I mean, it's literally going to have to come from the top down. Like, it's going to take President Trump. It's going to take President whoever to affect change. I mean, that's just the truth. Or you're going to have a very powerful senator, Speaker of the House, somebody who is affected by this, come out and speak out about it. I mean, even people in country music who are 2A supporters have come out and said we need sensible laws that keep guns out of people's hands that shouldn't have them. I mean, he said, how can nothing change after Sandy Hook? The craziest part about it is that some idiots don't believe that Sandy Hook even happened. How is this? It is phenomenal to me. Some of these conspiracy theories that we have. Yeah, so back to the last thing. These entertainment scandals. It is frustrating to me because I, just like so many of you guys, use entertainment as an escape. I watch television, I listen to music, go to movies, watch sports, do all these things to escape from normal life, right? And no matter what the scandal is, if it's the sexual harassment, if it's an abuse of power, if it is, stealing money, if it's whatever the scandal is, it affects my mind gum. It affects my life because at the point in time that I have to make moral judgments every single time before I turn on the television, I mean, damn. I mean, like, how frustrating is that? You have to make a moral judgment every single time you turn on the television? Kevin Spacey's on House of Cards. So does that mean that I don't watch the show? But I like every other character. Every other character on there might be good people. So I can't watch the show now. So you're like, damn. Brett Ratner's made a lot of movies. Oh my God, can I not like watch his movies? Do I not like them anymore? Harvey Weinstein, do I watch him? Do I not? I mean, it's turned entertainment into not only a job, but like a moral dilemma on a daily basis, which is frustrating. When these are the things that are supposed to take you away from the frustrations of life. When you have to debate whether your favorite producer, your favorite actor, your favorite athlete, your favorite politician, your favorite motivational speaker, is he a sexual harasser? Is he a rapist? Is he this? Is he that? I mean, damn. I'm glad all these people are being exposed. And it should have been done a long time ago. However, we're all like kind of selfish people on some level. We want what we want. We want to be entertained. We want this. We want that. And at the point in time, we have to continuously make moral judgments about our entertainment. We have so much stuff to get fixed. But don't be depressed, people. Do not be depressed. Hope is alive. Because at the point in time where you let these things destroy your trust, destroy your life, destroy your entertainment, they have won. Do not let them win, people. Thank you guys for joining me today. Unafraid, right or wrong. Please make sure that you like the feed, swipe up, share the conversation, and hit us up, unafraidshow@gmail.com. Send in your entries. It will be out on Thursday this week, per the usual. Yes, send them in, whatever your topic is, relationships, love, sports, politics, whatever it is. I got you. Peace out. Catch you guys later.